2017 has been an amazing year for this channel, and also for my second channel, which has had a lot of growth as well. But of course, with the vast majority of my time and effort put into HSG, you would expect to see more growth there, and there has been. Now, I did a thank you for 2016 video last year, and the numbers in that video were at the time amazing. But it's funny to look back at that video and then compare it to this one to see just how much the channel has really exploded compared to last year. And it's really cool to be able to say thanks directly to you guys that every single day that passes, this channel is bigger than it has ever been before. And that's been true over the past 4 years. Now, we're not a huge channel yet, of course, nowhere near, but still the amount of subs which we've gained in the past year for a channel of this size is pretty hefty. So, like with last year, I've sifted through over 40 pages of videos that I've produced this year alone to take a look at some of the most significant ones, to put into a little montage as a thank you, and also as a look back of some of the most significant things that have happened in 2017. One of the most significant things, of course, to develop on the channel in 2017, more so than the year before, was, of course, Forza production. Forza production of videos in terms of tuning and reviews was always something which I had planned for this channel, but it was something which I didn't really have all of the tech and the kit that I needed to do it with, and also just didn't necessarily have the fan base to justify the time for both. Now, though, we've moved into doing both. We're covering Forza 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to some degree, 7, Horizon, and Horizon 3 in particular, and of course we'll cover Forza 1 and Forza Horizon 2 in part in future videos as well. In fact, the very first tune setup of 2017 on the channel was a Forza Horizon 3 video. Another series which we started, which is technically ongoing, but I haven't revisited it in quite some time, was the epic voiceover novelty episodes, which were basically episodes in various individual series like Weekend Warriors or Import Knights or B-Road Ballers, but I would do a silly stupid voice instead, like David Attenborough, Saw, Bane, the Joker, that kind of stuff, just as a novelty series. And that started this year. As I said, we haven't done a huge amount of episodes, and we will probably revisit it at some point, but that is kind of the more oddball side of the channel, and you guys who have been around for quite some time know that I do like to occasionally drop some strange videos, things that are not necessarily designed to be straight up funny, but just weird, the dark side of YouTube, if you will, such as my I Hate Bananas video, or various others on the channel, Liquescent as well, various other short films, and short films have always been a part of this channel. You'd expect it to be more so a part of the second channel, probably, SHM, but the audience of this channel has always been a more fruitful ground to release those videos on. And of course we can't forget a number of on-cam videos which I've done this year as well, such as my gaming setup tour, a 40-minute long look through all of my games basically, which is, as soon as I release the video, immediately outdated because I buy games pretty much every week when I find them cheap. Various others as well, like the giveaways, and in fact this is the first time on the channel which we've done 2 significant giveaways in the same year. We did the 5k giveaway and the 10k giveaway this year, so it just shows how much the channel really has grown. We also, of course, started a series which many of you guys have voiced your love for, Beards and Cars, the longer form series where we talk about stuff which just doesn't really fall into the regular videos, about gaming, YouTube, or even about Patreon, which not that long ago we started on the channel due to the adpocalypse and all of the nonsense surrounding that, and even now we already have 3 patrons on the channel, and of course recently we did the first ever patron-sponsored video with Nathan Howe. The year wasn't without its downsides though. Of course there were some funny-ish videos, you could say, about mishaps that I had both directly on YouTube and also with things surrounding YouTube. For instance, some of you might remember that the laptop of course broke again twice this year. I believe it broke also the year before, and that set us back as usual, swapping out memories and all that kind of nonsense, which is always annoying, especially when it's the same one that you've just fixed. And of course my infamous crazy day in London, which I did a whole Beards and Cars episode about, where I was invited to London for a multi-channel network talk, Basically, the biggest company, or one of the biggest multi-channel network companies in the world, wanted to get me on board, which is understandable. They like to get people while they're still small so that they're more inclined to want to join. And that was an interesting day, to say the least. I spent a basically 23-hour round trip from home to when I got back home for a 15-minute conversation in London. So, well, an interesting day, especially when your transport doesn't show up to get you home at 1 in the morning. And you are potentially stuck in London. There are worse things, but I wasn't exactly too happy about it. But of course, the positives on the channel far outweigh the negatives. Even something like haters and dislikers on the channel, which is always going to happen, that's a part of YouTube, hasn't exactly held us back. There are 2,450 dislikes dropped on the channel this year, which sounds pretty bad, but when you put it into perspective, that's actually nothing, especially when we had 48,000 likes in comparison to that. Plus, I would like to specifically thank those haters for their dislikes, because that's 2,450 views. And speaking of views, this year's increase in views on the channel is nowhere near last year. Last year sounded impressive at the time with 900,000 views. This year, we've completely eclipsed that. 2.6 million views in 2017 alone. And that calculates up to almost 6.8 million minutes of watched videos. A lot of people don't watch the entire thing. My average view duration is about 2.5 minutes, which, if you factor in that a lot of my older videos, for instance, are much shorter, that's not too surprising. People who tend to click on a longer video are there to watch it, whereas most people are just there to, say, look at a glitch, or an easy money hack, or a mod, or whatever. Although we don't actually do any mods, so those people would have been disappointed, but you know what I mean. And then we get to the section where we can thank you guys even more so, and that is sharing and comments and subscribers and videos that you guys have put into your favourites playlists. 10,000 comments have been dropped on the channel this year. 3,000 shares of videos to various other sites like Facebook and others too. 9,000 new subscribers have joined the channel in 2017 alone. That is incredible increase. We started the year with about 3,000. Now we have over 12. In fact, almost 13. It's an incredible increase that we've had this year alone, and bringing us more directly to what has caused that of course brings me to GT Sport. Because in 2016, I went up to London for the press release event. That video had a decent amount of views, where I got to play the video. It's kind of funny looking back that the game was supposed to be released in October of last year. Not even close, it's roughly a year on from that. But the GT Sport beta in particular did wonders for this channel, and this is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would give to someone who is trying to start a smaller channel, and that is that if your channel is small, one of the best ways, if not the best way, to get a boost to your views and your subs, etc., is to get in very early on a more exclusive opportunity. Now, they didn't include me in the beta program because I was special. They just included me because I happened to be one of the people who applied. If you get an opportunity like that, and you are trying to be a YouTuber, make use of it, because those opportunities can make a massive difference to your channel, and it did for me. That specific month when the beta dropped and I started producing videos for it and started getting 30,000 views in a week from each video, it was crazy, and it single-handedly, I believe, led to the channel exploding to what it is now. Without that, the channel would probably be back to about 7,000 or 8,000 by now instead. I strongly believe that. But, moving on from GT Sport in beta form, we then of course had the demo, which I covered as well, the rumours of a second beta, which turned out to be nonsense, and of course, the release of the full game. I released the first review, which was for an Audi TT Quattro, and then we've gone on from there with tunes and reviews and rivals matches, and various breakdowns of stuff like the DLC cars, even the most recent ones like the R32 and the RX-7 and the Audi R18. And last year we produced a pretty hefty 800 videos on the channel. This year, on the other hand, I was expecting it to be fairly similar, but it's not. 1,260 videos have been produced on HSG this year alone, and every day, even though each of my individual videos may not seem to get a huge amount of views for the channel size, 12,000 subs, compared to, say, 400 or 500 views in the first day on most videos, that may not sound that great, and sometimes it's not technically that great. But the difference is, and of course I've said this before, is that this channel has never been about making single videos that get loads of views. It's the raindrop effect. Thousands of videos bringing in a few hundred views each, and with some bringing in thousands of views each, like the GT Sport beta videos, averages out to being around 10,000 views a day on this channel. And it's actually probably even more than that now. Then, of course, we have other series, which we've also started, because it's not just been Forza, we've even started Project Gotham reviews on the channel now as well, and other series, for instance, like Gran Turismo 2 Rivals and reviews. Even Unsung Heroes is a series which we started this year, and I know, in fact, many of you have specifically told me that that's one of, if not your favourite series on the channel. A channel or a series which doesn't have a huge amount of individual videos or episodes in it, but is still a very popular one. And although the photo mode competition didn't start this year, we did, however, mark its 1-year anniversary with week 52. And of course, we're well beyond that, over week 70, and in week 51, we actually marked a significant change in the photo mode competition, going from just Gran Turismo, and also from the best to worst winner each week, to being no winners and no losers, just a showcase of 10 people, and with any driving game or racing game included. We also started yet another series which doesn't have a huge amount of views but has also proved to be quite popular among those who watch it, and that is Unsolved Mysteries, a series where I take a look at some interesting stories of unsolved cases in a variety of circumstances, be it murder, treasure, various other strange happenings, and there are only 4 episodes in that one so far because I don't drop them on a weekly basis. But that has proved, as I said, to be a pretty popular one among its fans, something a bit different on the channel. And more recently, of course, we started one of the most popular current Gran Turismo 6 series, which is saying a lot given how long the game has been out for, Pick of the Pack, where we, of course, take a look at a number of the needless duplicates of stuff like the Skyline, the RX-7, the MX-5, and that has actually proved to be a much more popular series than I expected it to be. We've only done about 6 episodes so far, and there aren't going to be a massive amount of episodes in the series, but almost all of the episodes so far have 1,000 views or more. I didn't expect it to be that popular, but it's pretty cool that it is. Overall then, 2017 has been a pretty amazing year, and as of the release of this video, which will immediately be incorrect as of tomorrow because the growth is going so well, we've got 4.4 million total views and over 12,800, in fact almost 12,900 subs. So yeah, 2017 has been an amazing year on the channel. And of course, with the second channel being mostly horror movies being hit very hard by the apocalypse, it doesn't have the growth that I might have expected, but it's understandable given how hard those videos are being hit, which in turn makes them show up less in search results. Overall though, in particular for HSG, it's been an amazing year, and I want to thank you guys for that. Welcome to the 9,000 of you who have joined the channel this year, and thank you for those incredible overall statistics. Almost 50,000 likes and 2.6 million views. That's pretty amazing for a channel of this size. So overall, here's looking to 2018. Who knows what will happen there? And of course, as I said, we covered the 5k and 10k giveaways. The next one will be at 15k, which who knows how far away that could be. Somewhere around the middle of the year, maybe? Somewhere before? Who knows? But thank you again for 2017. And that's about it. So, I'll see you in 2018. In fact, I'll see you later today. And as always, thanks for watching.